Okay, this section or category of double sticks is sometimes there's a big debate on it. Sometimes people would say, if you're doing sticks, why train with two sticks? Why not just train with one stick and then focus on your strength and then strong hand and just, devastate people with it, which is great. I understand that in different systems, sometimes in Philippine martial arts system, they do not cover double sticks trainings or the long arnis. But the main thing is, for me, it's very important that you need to train with two sticks. And the reason for that is very simple. You have two hands. You need to be able to strengthen your hands in a way that, that hopefully they become equal. If you're a righty, you always try to punch and hit with the right hand. Try to also use that left hand, occasionally to be able to, exercise and strengthen it. Two sticks can do that to you. The sinawalis or the two-stick drills that we do, the different striking patterns that we do, that you will see in these, in these DVDs, you will know that it strengthens both your left and right hand. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable to strike with the left, and because you're a righty, or sometimes it feels uncomfortable to strike with the right because you're a lefty. So you try to maximize your training by having two sticks. Another reason is because sometimes you'd come across with, an opportunity arise that you're able to disarm an attacker, and you can disarm him in different ways. You can disarm him to where you throw the sticks or you put the sticks down. You can disarm him where you ended up with having two sticks. A good reason for that is that, if somebody strikes and you are able to disarm them, now you have two sticks and you don't know what to do with it. Why? Because you never trained with it. So, what are you going to do? Throw it away and then start beating him with one stick, which is also okay, but I think it is better if you try to study and learn the two-stick drills and two-stick fighting systems. And we put a lot of them in this, in our curriculum, the Philippine Combatives, for you to understand it in a manner that, that it's presented to you easily, to where you can start understanding how the movements and basically the two hands work, because you have to understand that everything that we do in the Philippine martial arts, hand-to-hand techniques or hand combatives come from two-stick drills or one-stick drills or knife drills, except of course the philosophy changes from being a blade weapon to an impact weapon and so on and so forth. So try to practice it, open your minds, and you're going to try to find out that even though they would say that you would rather just train with one stick, you would find out that actually training two sticks would actually increase your speed and strength also. Now, the twirling, there's a big a controversy on twirlings too. Sometimes people would say, why would you want to do all these flashy twirls and all that? It doesn't work. Well, it does work, because you have to understand that those twirling patterns are all striking, or they are all slashing techniques if you're using espada. It's the same thing. You can use this with one hand, or you can use it with two hands. It's the same motion that if you're striking or slashing somebody, it's different than just striking it or twirling it than just lashing somebody with it. So the concept would change. It depends on the weapons that you use. And using it with the right hand and then translating it to the left hand actually increases your training, and it gives you an edge to be able to, for some reason your right hand is disabled, you cannot use it, now you still is able to use your left hand. So it's the same thing if you're a lefty and then try to be able to use your right hand. So now, when you measure this stick, of course, we talked about this in in different sections and everything else, but in this introduction, you guys need to know that measuring is about this length. And sometimes people would measure it like this or whatever, it makes it a short system. There's not right or wrong, it's just the way we prefer to measure it, just this way, over here, cut it to the tip, and do not try to dig in here and say, I have the right stick. Just comfortably, just lift it up here and measure it up to the tip of your finger, and then cut it there. Now this one's a little bit too long for me. When you hold it over here, just about 1 to 3 inches off the bottom, you would see that most of the time you try to compensate the hit by trying to strike a little bit here, because you just feel like when you're here, it just doesn't have the impact that you want to destroy somebody. So you want to, and that usually happens when this stick's too long. So sometimes when you're practicing training like this, and you find yourself holding it a little bit over here, to like, almost like a dos puntas thing, system, what you want to do is you just might want to just cut and customize your stick. But of course, you will not customize a pipe if you happen to defend yourself with it. But this is just for training purposes. Now, we covered the holding the stick, we covered how to measure the stick. When you try to select the sticks, you want to make sure that you have skin stick, wood stick, and things like that. You want to make sure that they are skin. You don't want a stick that, that doesn't have a skin on it, otherwise they will break if you try to really train with them properly. Sometimes you will also have some flashy sticks that you can use for good stuff like twirlings and things like that. But for impact and fighting systems, you want to make sure that you use the right ones, which are skinned rattans or burnt rattans would work for you. Now another thing is, bowing. When you bow with 2 sticks, basically you just go like this and face, and then ready position, bring it up like this, and then twirl it to this position like this. Okay, sometimes of course we have different fighting system, but that's just the basic regular ready position or handa. Handa sa pagpugay, pugay is bowing, handa means ready. Handa sa pagpugay, ready to bow, pugay means bow, handa means ready. Okay, and that's how you would get in a ready position if you want to bring the formality or something like that in your training. Now the thing is, resting position, this is the same thing with single stick. You rest it like this and do it like this, okay? And that's basically it is, like our resting position when you're talking or listening or something like that and trying to gather information during training.